Welcome to the Artist Life podcast. I am your host, Katie Frost, also known as I Am Katie TV and Kill the Perfectionist. This production is brought to you by Kill the Perfectionist and Waldron Street Media. Real, raw conversations with real performing artists, musicians, the artists behind all your favorite work you see, the artists behind the art. Hello, friends and artists and business owners. Welcome to episode 3 of the Artist Life podcast. I had some things come up kind of spur of the moment, and I really felt that this would be a good podcast episode and content share for you all. So here goes. Let's dive in. If you would like to contribute to the Artist Life podcast, we are looking for bands to interview, artists to interview, and content creators to connect with. This includes business owners and it includes producers. If you would like to support our show, I would love to have a conversation with you. Email me at katie@waldronstreetmedia.com and let's chat. Without further ado, let's get into this episode. This will probably be a pretty short episode, but I have been thinking and being led into the topic of values today and recently, and it occurred to me that this would just be a really good topic to speak on because it helps and affects everyone. It affects the business owners, it affects the artists, songwriters, musicians, bands, any type of content creator, even if you're in the online space, even if you're like a legitimate, just a literal business owner with a storefront. This is important. And what it is I am outside and it's a beautiful day. It's sort of the start of summer and I hope you can hear like the birds chirping in the background. Hopefully you don't hear the dog chirping in the background. But what this topic is being brought up is transparency of values. And this is my thought on this, and this is starting to come up more and more in the online space right now. But what used to be really big is I help statements. I help so-and-so. I help people who need this. I help blah, blah, blah. Any fill in the blank. And it would tell people what you do, right? But what's really important now, hear those crunching leaves. It's good to be outside. I hope that wherever you are, you're also getting time outside. And I apologize for the super loud vehicles. That's not the best. But now what's really important, more than before, the more real and raw people are getting online, people want to know what you value, what your values are, what your moral compass is, what you stand behind, and how you serve, how you help, how you give back, and what you care about. And the reason this is so important is because people really connect with that. They connect very deeply. We don't want to support a chain necessarily when we know they're stealing people's labor, they're not paying well, and they have terrible working conditions, right? We're passionate when it comes to we really align with the company's values and what they stand for and how they give back. Well, on a smaller scale, it's the same with artists, right? The musicians we love them not just because of what they look and how they dress and where they come from, but we connect with and seriously deeply resonate with their message, what they stand for, who they are, what they've been through, what their message is, and their why, the why that motivates them and keeps them going. And so, as you're putting out content, whether it's a new album or a new EP or a single, or whether it's a new book and you're an author, or it's just a blog post, whatever your piece of content is, as an artist, people want to get to know you. They want to know what you value, what you stand for, and what you stand behind. So I wanted to encourage you to be open to sharing stuff like that. Yeah, it feels kind of personal. And it also feels kind of like, well, I don't know, maybe this is irrelevant, or maybe this doesn't really matter to my audience. But in reality, if you want to find the audience that most resonates with your work, and the people who, like, the cult following who, like, will want and adore everything you do and everything you put out, you need to be sharing value pieces like this. The value pieces that say, this is who I am. This is the community my heart hurts for. This is why I create art. This is why I made this song, because it spoke to me in this way. And it really mattered to me when this happened. Like, that stuff, it can seem really, really unnecessary to some, because artists are like, well, I want people to love my art for the sake of art. Yeah, but we're emotional beings. We connect with people, and we connect on a deeper way than just simply with the song. And it's easy to overlook that when you're independent and you're indie and, like, you don't have this huge marketing team pushing behind you. But, like, the marketers, like, we know that people are emotional buyers. They are, they connect with stuff because it's impulsive, or because, I just want that. And it's like a really deep, I'm going to buy that now because that is what I want. That is who I connect with. I support their mission. But they don't consciously think that. It's like, it's a very deep emotional, wow, I can't talk. Pull. I was trying to say pull and plug at the same time. So it's really deep emotional pull on the heartstrings. And that doesn't come from just listening to a song. That comes from hearing the story behind the song. That comes from hearing an interview with the author talking about why they made this. It comes from behind the scenes sharing, I made this because my mom died and this happened, and then I couldn't get back out of bed. And, like, the story behind the art is just as important as the art when it comes to selling, not when it comes to creating. The creation process in itself is amazingly important. Creating the work existing, and the process of you going through the creation process, right? Like, it's cathartic, it's your purpose, it's your joy, or, it could be deeply healing, whatever it is that process is for you for that item. But when it comes to marketing and selling the product, the emotions, the stories, the whys, the who you are and why it exists is so, so, so important. So when you're marketing your stuff, and when you're creating it, and when you're at the point in being ready to share, and maybe it's not being held so personally now, because you definitely don't want to share it if it's too personal. You don't want public things that are, like, overly personal, or you haven't processed through them yet. But when you have processed it, or if it isn't being held so tightly anymore, then it's time to share some of the whys, some of the stories, some of the more personal pieces that, they show who you are and why it should matter, why it matters to you, and why it should matter to others. And that is important. That is a huge part of this. And that is how you will create a community of people who not only love you and support you, but are super passionate about your music, your work, your writing, your artistry also. Because, that's a big piece of this, is we want that community, and you deserve that community. It's not just for Walmart brands, Walmart doesn't deserve that community. Like, maybe once upon a time, but now it's a huge chain, and just ick. But you don't have to think of yourself as a small mom and pop shop. You don't have to think of yourself as this tiny author who, writes at night when everyone else is asleep, or this artist who creates in a basement or by yourself or with a band. But, like, it's bigger than that. Your message is important. Your why is important. The reason that you're doing this is just as much of a statement as what you're creating also. Some food for thought for you. I hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you all so much for listening today. If you're new to Kill the Perfectionist, our mission is to connect artists with monetized opportunities. It's to help you in your marketing efforts. It's to help you in your wellness and wholeness as an artist, because you are more than what you create, but also you deserve to be able to create. That includes making an income, that includes having a family, that includes taking vacation when you want to, and that includes having the freedom to create and not having your life sucked away by a day job. So I hope you're enjoying the content that we're putting out, and we'd love to connect with you and have you become a part of our community. If you would like to connect at a deeper level than just free content on social media, I have a members portal where we are working with artists and alongside artists to grow your business, to grow your artistry in a way that supports your dreams and the way that you want to build them. It's called Activate. It's a home for artists. I'd love you to check it out. I'll post a link in the description below. Wherever you are, have a beautiful, beautiful day. Keep creating. You are so worth it. Your content is so important. The things that you make do matter. You matter. And in case no one has ever told you this before, I am proud of you. And it is important what you're doing. Please keep doing it. Join me each episode for honest conversations with artists, creatives, performers, and creators.